Oh, here we go. Your connection is instead. Connect. Here we go. Welcome back to Blue Chip Academy. Justin King here. Man, I asked Chat GPT, what would you do if you were the devil to take athletes uh, future, mess up the future, sabotage it, and came back with some pretty interesting things, man. So just dive into it. These traps are things that happen with things that you got to always pay attention to. And man, honestly, in this day, it takes some time, and we're going to jump progression, it's life cycle, right? For your athletes, players' life cycle. So as we continue to move forward, first thing that came up on this chat GPT, I gotta get that right as we continue to go, is undermining your confidence. That is the trap, right? Making sure that your doubts, insecurities, and comparisons are overblown. This is critical because in Rivals 247 in this day and age, everybody is comparing your value to the next person's value. And like the main thing going through this ecosystem is making sure that you know that you have a unique path. You have to stick to your path because A path A for player A is completely different than path B than for player B, and vice versa, right? It's like taking a test and everybody getting mismatched test versions, and you can't really cheat. So you can't really go with basic information across the board. And a lot of times, everyone's always looking across, like, oh, this guy got an offer, this kid gets an offer. Where do I fit, right? So it's a strong thing of attacking your confidence. That's the main thing that Chat GPT said, and I would back that up and saying is that these are some of the hurdles and traps that I've seen going through the process. The next one, disrupting your discipline. The trap, skipping workouts, ignoring fundamentals, or cutting corners. The disrupting discipline comes from so many different ways, man. We think about the recruiting era, Rivals 247. I keep talking about them because that's where you really get a little bit of social equity in this game where people start to know your name, start to feel a little bit like a celebrity. You start going through that commodification process where you're turning into a product and you have real value. And sometimes that gets athletes, parents, uh, representatives off the mark and, kind of losing discipline and what got you to this point. We have an overall philosophy, whether you get down to the negotiation, sign an NIL deal, recruiting, get drafted, the work to get over that finish line of percent of the work that it takes to essentially get there, right? I mean, it's extremely hard to make it to Division 1 level college, and we always talk about just these milestones when really the work is the marathon leading up to it. And that's what we do at LIG Sports Group, making sure that you're cultivating your talents and navigating the business in a strategic and confident way, and make sure that we don't disrupt the discipline. That's why we have specific training programs or blueprints of success for high school athletes so they can understand exactly what's going on. Next thing, short-term gratifications. This is very interesting because the business, everything that I'm saying, these things that the way that the devil might attack you is interesting because ChatGPT identified as that. But these are different things that we've identified at LIG Sports Group, working in the business player, as an executive, as a scout, as a recruiting coordinator, all the different areas in the business to have a comprehensive view on it is that we have to value or put forward those short-term gratification or short-term goals to make sure that you're playing for free, right? I gotta keep going. But now that there's money and value assessed at an earlier age, it is critical that you keep the main thing the main thing. And if it's trying to get to the NFL, if it's trying to maximize your dollars and your values, everything at the short-term turn is not going to be the complete answer. Like the complete picture today is not all the accurate details that you're going to need to make the decisions, how to move. So making sure that you stay disciplined with all those things. Again, that's why LG Sports Groups fits in here as a comprehensive sports advisory partner. And we know in the management going through that process just to make sure that you have a trusted partner that's not indicative of anything else outside of you, right? Moving forward. Next thing that Chat GPT said is planning fear and self-sabotage. I mean, that's critical. I see it all the time with parents and players who think they're being intelligent about how they're going through the process. They think they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's, but really sometimes lacking a little bit of competitiveness, playing into their fears and being overly cautious when this is not a very cautious business, right? It takes a level of risk mean, we're talking about 100% injury, 100% injury rate, 1%, success rate of making it to the top dollars in the NFL, and even 4 or 5% in college. But you still have to build that cachet and all those different things up to be able to magnify your brand, be able to magnify your value on the field, and all those different type of things. And that really gets circumvented when you pay attention to the short-term gratifications. Like, it doesn't cost a school anything to offer you a scholarship. So don't think you made it when you got a college scholarship. It doesn't mean anything when you got drafted. It's just a little part, but the goal, even when you get into the NFL, is, man, having that longevity. So everything that we focus on here is about longevity and not putting that carrot of short-term gratification in your face, because that's the only way that you can have some leverage in this sports business. Trust us, trust us, trust us. Number 4, how will the devil separate you or make sure that you sacrifice your dreams, athletes? Isolating you from your support system. This is a critical one. Always say that, the single mothers are the prime targets in the sports ecosystem because they're easy. Need somebody to look after their son, different things of that nature, or whatever that support system looks like, right? Always trying to separate from it to be able to just deal with the athlete when they start becoming valuable. They're typically young, 13, 14, 15 years old. And there's a separation of adults, whether it's adults that want the spotlight as much as the kids, or it's separating responsible adults so that we can manipulate the situation. And this comes from different areas, whether it's a 7-on-7 coach, recruiting coordinator, like, so everything that I'm saying of how the devil can disrupt your athletic dreams, ladies, gentlemen, parents, family, aunts, uncles, everybody that's helping athletes go through this process. These are different things that come again, like in a nuanced stance, curveballs, things that you might not even be thinking about until it happens. And the thing about, they say the NFL or professional sports not for long, or all those things, is because it's so tricky when you think you're doing things out of the goodness of your heart with positive intentions, but really the outcomes are the outcomes. And this is a results based business. Always remember that. If you like what you're picking up right now, make sure you smash that button on Blue Chip Academy. Make sure you stay up to date with LIG Sports Group, everything. If you're going through this process as an athlete, family, of an athlete, whether it's NIL, recruiting process, transfer portal, getting ready to transition into the NFL, setting up your infrastructure. We're a comprehensive sports advisory and management group where we handle things all the way from 10 years old to the pros, depending on what you need in this nuanced ecosystem. LIG Sports Group, built for today's current landscape. Well, that's a mess up. Built for today's landscape of current sports. What's next? Yeah, so that's like planning the fear and sabotage. So like having mental preparation and performance intact when you're going through this process is critical. Having someone that's healthy to bounce your ideas off, bounce different things that you may be considering, whether it's school A, school B, sign up with this agent, sign up with this management group, financial advisors. I mean, it is so much, and it's not, there aren't any baseline rules besides speed brings opportunities. Speed brings opportunities by LIG Sports Group. You guys check that out as well. Last thing, we're going to finish it up here. Again, make sure you smash that like button so you guys stay up to date with all our Blue Chip Academy posts and videos that are going to come out. I had a little problem with the post, so I was like, hey, let's just go live and just kick some games, see what happens. Going into it, last thing is distorting your purpose. We all get into this game for, it seems, purity or purified reasons, right? Like, hey, I want to be the best player. I want to make some money. I think that's some purity in that as well. Last thing you want to do is distort that purpose. I mean, you start getting into, you start loving the lights more than you love the game. You start loving the attention more than you love your friends and family and the purpose of why you're doing this. You know what I mean? Whether it's getting out there and having a platform, and you lose all those benefits that, you were kind of, can't say thrust, that you worked yourself into to get into these areas and not avoid these traps that sink careers. Like, these are real things, and they're not coming at you like a fastball right down the pipe. They're like sliders, man. They're sometimes sucker punches wherever they come from, but you have to be able to recover. You have to be able to anticipate them coming, because this is a $1 million business, right? We're $1 million fishing here. So like, these things that I'm speaking of, yes, they're not just overt. I mean, yes, you can pick out bad players in the business and different things of that nature, but like the way that these things attack athletes and attack families and separate them from who they are from an identity standpoint is very critical. Make sure that you guys stay ahead of it. I didn't say it. This is Chat GPT saying what the devil would do if he was trying to sabotage your dream. So do the opposite of everything that is being said in here. Cause like again, these traps, they're not hypothetical, like they are real, even though they're coming from AI. It's a real thing that a lot of athletes go through. When you look at the stats at the end, whether it's mortality rate, bankruptcy, divorce, whatever those things that come with football, there's a reason. It's not just negligence. Sometimes there is, but most of the time it isn't. And just out of pure unfortunate circumstances where these things happen because there isn't coverage around or quality control. And that's what we provide at LIG Sports Group. And make sure if you guys, if you like this video, make sure you check out LIG Sports Group, going through the process, sign up and get on a call, do all those different things. And we have a parent playbook program, which is a free community group at this moment. It's called P3. It's in the info section. Get in there, have discussions, question and answers, sessions, have experts from different areas of the sports industry come in and give games so that we're moving like intelligent individuals through this process and not fall into the victim or falling to be a victim through the simple traps that have been um, tripped over in the past. So you guys want to learn more about the our services like our Blueprints of Success program or our college sports advisory and our pro sports asset management and advisory services. Please look up LIG Sports Group. I am your host, Justin King. We had to go live today, so it might be a little choppy through there. Please um, apologize for any of those things, and thanks for the patience. And I'll check you out next week. Again, welcome back to the Blue Chip Academy. Justin King. Take care.